we're back. 2026 is here.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
New Year, new us.
New Year.
New York.
New Year, more reasons. You know what? I'm not going to say that.
Say it.
No.
Say
more
it.
reasons to get out of this shit and find something else to do. This shit not being the podcast, but this shit being
just the gaming as a hobby.
Yeah, technology as a hobby. But look, watch this.
I'm watching.
This is fucking memory leak. I'm gonna be leaking gas the entire fucking time,
and I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Yeah, because that's just what you do in 2026, you know. And I'm not gonna stop him. So, my name is
Geron.
No. My name is don't say that. My name is what is my name? My name is Geron. The RAM is $900, Geron.
It's not getting any cheaper.
Who are you?
Benjamin 2026 to Benjamin.
That's all right. Fucking fine.
You're just mad you didn't think of it.
There's nothing to think. All right. We just cut it. It's over. This is the end of the episode. Sorry.
Oh, we're putting 2025 behind us. It was a good year. What was your goatee?
It was a good year. What was your goat? That's how you lead it? Because that year for me was absolute utter dog shit. And I'm not going to pretend it fucking wasn't. That year sucked my D&B. There were a couple fun things in it.
No, you're not the only one there.
Yeah, I know I'm not. And those fun things are going to come with me into this year, hopefully. But what the fuck was my game of the year?
Yeah.
My game of the year?
Your goatee.
Let me think about it. I'm
actually going to pull up my play activity for the last 12 months.
Yeah, I should do that. Does it have to have come out this year? Or that year?
No. I've been seeing a lot of top 10 lists actually that are just like the top 10 games I specifically played, which is fine. We should normalize that because, you know, the critics are really the only ones, the full-time gaming quote unquote journalists. It's not really journalism what any of these people are doing.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Jason Schreier is the closest thing we have to an actual journalist with like the books that he writes. But beyond that, it's really just commentary. It's game commentary and light criticism, heavily influenced by the online discourse.
Yeah,
and the loudest voices.
Especially the further along you get, the more you see people kind of latching onto that and making sure they get they take anything that people are saying, they're right about that, and they write about it with the same sort of opinion, or try to control and get them all on board and get those clicks, because nothing about video games is important. So the trick is to make shit up sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know what my answer would be, because I really enjoyed Xenoblade X. I haven't finished it yet. I really enjoyed Metroid Prime 4.
Fucking Swatch 2 patch.
Metroid Prime 4. Did I say Metroid Prime 2? I'm one of the few freaks, apparently, one of the few people that is a freak, and really, really had a good time with Metroid Prime 4. I think the more I thought about it...
You're really not the only one.
I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm genuinely not. I've watched... I didn't watch anything. I decided to play Doom 3 in the last couple of weeks. That. I'm almost done with it. And playing that kind of made me think about all the first-person, like single-player first-person games that I like. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Prime 4 is kind of just like these. It's less Metroid game, which I know people hate. Like, that's what people dislike about it the most. And it's more like Turok 2.
It's an action game, yeah.
It's like, it's Turok 2. There's literally key hunts. You kind of go in and come back. And in fact, it's a lot like Turok 1. Well, Turok 2, but okay, they both have the little hub world. They have a hub. You just go where you need to go get what you need to get out of it, come back out, and you do it a few times, and you finish the game. And I think that's really appealing to me for one reason or another.
Like full circle.
Yeah, considering where the roots of the original Prime were.
Exactly.
So, like, new game, I'd say Prime 4. And I'm glad I feel that way, because one, it tells me that I can have my own fucking goddamn fucking opinion. And two, it also means that whatever they do with the next game, or if they have a next game, whatever, I'm probably gonna be into it. So good. I'm not really worried about the series as a whole. Like Metacritic score be fucking damned, it keeps going down, and it's like the funniest thing to see. Just another tick mark fall off of it. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I also think, like I said before, I think it's more interesting that way. I think having opinions that aren't all this is the greatest game ever made is probably more interesting to me.
Right.
Than, you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying.
So I think
that's why I'm asking your game of the year. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I can't think of everything I played this year, like things that did and did not come out this year. There isn't a good way to use this to see what I played on Switch, but I played stuff on everything.
Yeah, well, it's for Switch. I'm just looking at most recently played in the store app, and then going back, and when you click on it, it says what your most recently played was, your last played.
Yeah.
So by that, I know at least what I played in 2025.
Right.
Which I find useful. The first game that I played in 2025 was zeroing in here.
How did you bring that up specifically?
Was Moving Out 2. No, it wasn't. It was Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I think
Underplay Activity. There's the most recently played. I just have it.
Oh, I have it set to games. I understand. Yeah. I have it sorted from
I played it. I touched.
Which one did you have it sorted?
Most recently played.
Oh, and then it does it this way. I see.
And then you scroll down until you reach the point where the last played, when you click on it, is in 2025. I touched a lot of games. I touched a lot of video games. A lot of old games that I was revisiting. Mario versus Donkey Kong, the Croc remaster, the Star Ocean first game for Switch that came out in 2019. I think it came out in 2019. I played that for the first time a week before my child was born.
You know what? That's damn.
What?
Before everything changed.
Is it fucked up because of your multiple devices?
I know what my fucked up answer is.
What?
I know what my answer is. It was the fucking playtest.
Oh, the online playtest?
That would be my other one. Even though it didn't come out.
NDA.
That like isn't out. That's not a thing that's out. I think
that's your game of the year.
No. Oh, I think that if I had to pick another one, because I was picking. I said the first one was like just game that I played, doesn't necessarily have to have come out this year, but that's probably the other thing that I would have picked. And the only reason being is I did not expect to have as much fun with it as I did, and I had a lot of fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is at least focus on Nintendo just because I have those stats up, but let me bring up the Steam ship. Because I thought
Bonanza was good.
Yeah,
Bonanza was really good.
I really like Bonanza. I do think the way my brain works now isn't the same way everybody else who
I agree. I mean, I didn't have like some kind of a deep, meaningful experience with Bonanza. Yeah. It felt like a really elaborate and well-made fidget toy.
Yeah, it was it was a very polished.
I struggle to think about going back and replaying it. Mm-hmm. Which is hard. It doesn't, I guess, have like the level of depth for replayability that I would like. I think Silk Song might be my answer. I really like Silk Song. It's hard to think of a lot of better, I'll call it a long form Metroidvania, because I really think there needs to be a distinction between actual Metroid games and Castlevania games, both, which are like relatively short format and replayable.
Yeah.
And then you have these long format, like 30 plus hour, like behemoths that are also happen to be Metroidvanias. I really liked playing Cyberpunk on the Switch too. I played a lot of Switch too, to be honest. I think having a baby makes it hard to
sit down
and do anything. I did play Ghost of Tsushima before, in the early parts of the year, before Switch 2 came out. That was my one big PlayStation game.
I remember checking that out and being like, damn, look at this fucking pitch black, bright white HDR situation. That was pretty good.
Got to get to Yote at some point. But Trails in the Sky first, I would also put up there. If I had to shortlist it to top 3, it would probably be It would probably be Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, that's right.
Trails in the Sky first, and Silk Song, which is kind of interesting that it wasn't like the Nintendo first party titles, even though I did like those.
I mean, yeah. Games are games, brother.
Games are games,
dude.
So looking forward to 26.
I'm looking through Steam.
Oh yeah, you're looking through Steam. You played MGS Delta.
Yeah, I did play MGS Delta. I played Cyberpunk in February. Funny.
That's funny.
Why did I? Is that when I got the? That might have been when I got my new CPU and everything. And
you did all your upgrades.
But I didn't get the graphics card at that point. And then I was just like, oh,
I played the 3 Turok games on Steam.
You did.
Actually,
play a lot of Virtua Fighter 5.
1 might be up there on my top games.
That's an acceptable answer.
I liked 1 more than 2, even though I appreciate 2 more in hindsight.
I think when you're in the midst of it, 1 is probably a more playable game. Because I mean, Turok 2, I specifically was like, play this version because the original version it needs the waypoints.
Yeah,
it needs some of the trimming that Night Dive did.
It's the Metroid Prime 2 of Turok.
Yeah, where it takes the original thing and just makes it more complicated.
Blows it and complexifies it.
To some people, that's the way it needs to be. For other people, not so much. It even marks as playtest. I think Turok 2 is more. I played Labyrinthe in this this past October, and I don't think the game itself is particularly amazing by any means. It's a game where you kind of go through like mazes in first person and try to just get your way from one place to another. You need to like solve a puzzle and make your way out.
Right.
But I think the way I played it, like with the group of people that I played it with, made it a lot of fun. Mainly because nobody gave up. That's the kind of game somebody would give up on. Like you're like, all right, I'm tapped out. I can't figure this out. We would just kind of sit for hours figuring out what puzzles, what parts of the puzzles meant. And the game is janky as shit too.
Labyrinth, what's it called again? And who are you playing with? Just friends?
People. Oh, no.
Labyrinthine.
Yeah. And
I've never heard of this. Is it an indie game?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, it's also on PlayStation.
Yeah, now it is. The like the story and all that's kind of poo poo doo doo pieces. But
I got to be honest, when I see first person horror game, I'm immediately like, there's a lot of them.
There are a lot of those. It worked out that I didn't have to pay for this one. This was already in the, this was in the family group that I'm in. Yeah. And, but I think the experience of just playing that with people that were not giving up instantly, like that we went on for too long one night and then we came back to like, can we just finish this? I was like, all right, yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Let's do it.
That's good.
That's not a common experience that I have.
It's not. They definitely sand the edges off of a lot of games like that.
Yeah, to make sure
blast
you can get through it. Yeah, because this doesn't have that. You will be looking at black screen with little bits of light sometimes for hours if you don't recognize what you're looking for. And I was like, okay, fine. And then it wasn't much else notable that I could bring up. Fart, dude. Oh, God.
It's over for me. It's all over.
It might actually be.
What?
It might be over for you.
What? Oh, no. I'm glad we don't have smell-o-vision yet.
Yeah. What made you say that?
What? Smell-o-vision?
Yeah. It's like, oh my God.
That is
Why
not
is
good.
This happening?
That's not good, big dog.
Shit.
It's not good.
This year is starting fucking crazy, dude.
So I might have to light this candle in front of me.
If you light it, it's gonna blow the whole room up, man.
Oh, this is the last episode. I'm not gonna make it out of this room alive. Looking forward to 2026. Are you okay?
I'm waiting to see if I can inhale and believe that it's settled down a bit, like settled to the ground.
It's your own gaseous mix.
I know. That's why I'm waiting to tell you. It's your own
noxious odor. Why does it bother you so much?
It's not about it bothering me. It's about it fucking. I need to deem it okay for you to breathe in.
All right, we're good. Moving forward. We're moving all forward.
Oh shit! All right, so you were gonna say something.
2026, looking ahead.
Yeah.
Let's start with resolutions. My resolution is to interrupt you less on this podcast.
Thank you. Paul would appreciate it too. My resolution is simply to not give a fuck what y'all believe and tell the truth.
He's pointing at the screen.
No. Not that I didn't already do that, but you know how it goes. I don't give a fuck. I said I didn't give a fuck last year and it kind of worked out, but the whole year sucked penis. So I'm going to do it again.
Do it harder?
And I'm going to do it even harder than that. And if this year sucks even more dingling, then that just means I wasn't meant for this planet. But that's all right.
Fucking better.
Why are you? What, how fucking better what?
You fucking better follow through with this.
I am going to follow through with it, bitch. So.
Here's a resolution.
Go ahead.
I don't know how realistic this is, but in my notes pad, have an entire section for game ideas.
Oh.
I want to game jam one of these in just like a weekend. Even though I don't know how to use any of the tools, I actually feel like, I know we talk a lot about how shitty AI is, but I feel like AI could be useful in learning how to use the tools.
Maybe, but check this out.
Where it's like, I want to do this thing. How do I do this in Unreal? And, you know, and at least like will navigate me or like help me find the tutorials that I need.
So Russell wants to do something.
Unreal might not be the right tool for this either. There's probably easier first
time to use Godot or something like that.
Yeah, Godot or even just like Game Maker.
Yeah, Game Maker. Game Maker.
Because I don't need it. Doesn't need to be something I'm going to sell. I just want to
you just want to.
I just want to play. I just want to do something and feel good about the functioning thing for my own benefit, right? The streamer that I listen to, Mr. Timmy.
Yeah.
Timmy Roget. One of the things that he said in his like getting older and sort of like detaching from being able to even just like enjoy games is just it's his work now, right? Yeah. Like he doesn't ever really play them for fun. It was one of the things he was talking about. And one of the things that he was like coming to the realization of, because he's like pushing 50.
Yeah.
He's like 40, going to be 47 or something. Yeah. It's like his newest birthday. I know too much about him.
Yeah, you do.
I tune in too much. Don't tune into streamers, gang. Everybody listening, stop listening to streamers. Stop listening to this podcast. It's for your benefit.
Yeah, go fucking live.
But one of the things that he was like, it's not really have I played enough games. I think I have played enough games. It's more like have I made enough games.
Interesting.
And he's made a bunch of like little prototypes because he'll come up with these ideas that he just wants to like see how it would work out. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's the sort of like just take one step. You know, maybe you don't hike up the whole mountain, but at least you just take a step. You kind of get a taste for it.
You see what the incline feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to take one of these and try to make it come to some element of life, at least mechanically, in terms of what I'm thinking here.
Yeah.
Even if it's not fleshing it all out. I got some adventure games here, you know, text-based adventure games, visual novel type stuff.
Yeah,
I've got funny sim game ideas. I've got I guess you could call it an action game. I don't even know how to describe this one. And then platformer idea. So I've got all sorts of shit in this list.
Yeah. I mean, part of what I wanted to do is do more, get back into doing more artwork for other shit anyway. So those could probably align.
That's cool.
In certain ways.
That's cool.
Like drop a model somewhere, drop this and that. Because I feel like nobody knows what the fuck I can make anymore because I'm fucking done certain things in a while. I'm like, I can still do it. Please trust me on that. I just got to do it in a way that I'm like willing to show. And I don't even put little like, because I used to put like shitty sketches on Instagram because I want the shit like the good shit seeded out. And everything. I think foresight, considering AI's trained, like the meta AI shit is trained on a lot of that stuff. Maybe that was fortuitous. I didn't do all that.
But you gotta be visible somewhere.
Huh?
You gotta be visible somewhere.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to fucking. I want to shake the rust off and make sure y'all know that the bike still fucking rides.
Good. What about games? Any games you're looking forward to?
Games I'm looking forward to. RE9 comes out.
RE9.
That's all I'm gonna let myself think about in terms of new.
You're gonna get it on PC.
Releases. I'm probably gonna get it on PC. I want to see what it looks like on Switch 2, because I already have all of them on PC. But what I could do is get it on Switch and then buy it on sale on PC down the line, just to have them both.
Right. Pragmata looks pretty good.
Pragmata looks. Did you try the demo?
No.
You should try the demo.
Is it fun?
It's fun. You should try the demo. That game I want to see. I also want to see how that plays on Switch 2.
Right.
With the way the world's going right now, I think Switch 2 versions are going to be way more, way closer to the spec of the game than Switch games used to be. Because
sure,
like diminishing returns 1 and 2, this AI shit's fucking the price up for everything, so nobody has shit. So you like PS6? I know all these people are like, "Oh, PS6 is gonna be $1,000." PS6 is gonna be $1,000.
It's gonna be more than
I think it's gonna be like 1,200,
like 12 to 15.
Yeah. And then like
I honestly don't think PS6 is gonna like even be announced as
we're
recently as people think it's going to.
We're not. I don't think we're hearing about that for another like 3 years if it's like a whiff.
Yeah.
So
you're probably going to see price increases of all consoles here pretty soon again.
Yeah, which is embarrassing for the world we're in, but it's just how it is, isn't it?
It's very reminds me of the movie Eddington. You should watch Eddington. I think Eddington is a good movie. It's a good encapsulation, good foresight movie for what's to come for us, I think.
Yeah.
Solid Gold Magikarp is going to eat us all up. That's the name of like the encroaching doom. Big sort of like, so not to spoil the movie, but early on there's sort of like a town hall about letting a data center come in and like kind of like buy land and start to invest in the town, because it's kind of like an old mining town that isn't really doing well anymore. Solid Gold Magikarp is the name of the data center tech company. And it's like, it's the sort of backdrop, the nefarious backdrop to like all of the events of the movie being very kind of obviously like what the fucking word I'm looking for. They just like don't really matter.
Oh, okay.
Like the events of all the characters, like at the end of the day, it's like you probably relate to one of it's not really making a point politically because it's not really about the politics of the people,
like
even though that's what they're fighting about.
Yeah.
It's inconsequential, right? It's fruitless. It's fluff. At the end of the day, like the data centers, the tech companies, like that's gonna fucking eat everybody's lunch.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Like, I'm not the type to doom and gloom and shit like that with that kind of stuff, but forget the hopeful shit. I just want to see shit as it is, as it comes, and I will make the adjustments for myself. If that means I gotta screw somebody over, oops, that's just the fucking game that we're in now.
That's true. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
But I'm not gonna try to do that. I'm just saying. But yeah. So forget about the future. Worry about the now.
Take care of yourself.
And we only
There's
have so much time
way
left.
Of saying that.
Better way. I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. But
good.
We're talking about game stuff. So
Vampire Crawlers looks cool.
That does look cool. That's not the board game, which also exists.
Right.
But it kind of makes me think the board game will play somewhat like that.
It's funny.
I do want to try it. I want to give it a go. It might not be 100% my thing because I don't really care for deck builders. But I think I also don't care for roguelites, and I thought I wouldn't care for Vampire Survivors as a whole anyway.
Right.
But I think the way it is kind of twists it into being stupid enough.
Yeah.
That it gets to the fun part quick. Yeah,
it's the kind of thing where it's like it's the person making it and their design philosophy and how they make things that makes it seem kind of appealing compared to every other game that plays somewhat adjacently to that.
Like it's obviously not taking itself seriously.
Right.
So it's
which is cool. It's good.
Yeah.
Star Wars Galactic Racer, I think looks cool.
That looks cool. I'd want to feel it before you said anything. Who was making that? I don't remember.
I scanned by it too quickly. A little
important to me.
The Dragon Quest builders making Pokemon Pokopia.
Pokopia looks cool. Might be a little too expensive for what it is for me.
Yeah. It's that Pokemon Premium.
I think it would benefit from having a little demo.
Right.
Maybe. But
new Onimusha looks cool.
Yeah, new Onimusha looks cool. I want that. I want to see how that turns out.
Mina the Hollower, I almost feel obligated to purchase because I feel bad that Yacht Club doesn't know how to run a studio financially.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not unfortunately necessarily. I played the demo and it wasn't necessarily my favorite thing. I loved the way it ran. But
interesting.
I think unfortunately I think Cyber Shadow kind of fucked up the way I feel about anything.
Well, they didn't make
it, I know. Yeah. But it fucked up my judgment for their ability to publish something that's like up to par.
Right.
Not saying that Cyber Shadow is a bad game or anything. I think I
didn't really like Cyber Shadow.
I think it did enough that it was like
I was pretty turned off by Cyber Shadow.
But after a certain point, I was waiting. I was like, finish up. I finished it. I played it all the way through. I was like, all right, now I don't think I ever installed it again.
I'm never gonna go back to that game. Oh, Dragon Quest 7.
Dragon Quest 7. I want to
big into
that's probably something I'm gonna get for the sake of playing Dragon Quest 7 in a more digestible way.
You and probably everybody else.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the 3DS version...
What happened again?
Just got to bury my head in my hands on that.
I know why this is happening. I'm not going to explain on the...
You have to. Though. What did you eat?
Huh?
What did you eat?
It's not what I ate.
What happened then? It's time. It's 2026. You got to be honest now.
Being honest doesn't mean
it does.
Telling everybody everything.
Sure it does.
No, it doesn't.
All right, well. We'll leave you being cryptic.
Y'all need to learn to deal with that. That's pussy shit, not fucking...
No, pussy shit is being like, oh, I have a secret and I'm not going to tell you what it is. Like, that's
it's not a secret.
Shit. It's like, okay.
It's just why
weird,
do I have to have it recorded? Why do I have to have it recorded?
I mean, you don't have to.
Why do I have to write it where it's stuck permanent? I don't have to do that.
Oh my god! All right, whatever.
All right, that's what I
don't think it's a big deal.
Yes, yeah, I know. It's all right.
Dragon Quest 7. The 3DS version of Dragon Quest 7 is already highly distilled from the PlayStation version, so I'm curious to know how much further.
Yeah,
and how that might affect it.
Can they make this game 30 hours long? Probably not.
No, I think that's the goal.
I think that's the goal, but I'm still expecting it to be like 50 hours long.
I don't know how long the 3DS one is. I should look that up. But what makes it interesting is that the weird thing about Dragon Quest game is they always do this where they port and or condense games into different formats, and then there's never really a definitive version of the game. Like Dragon Quest V, there's like 4 different versions of the game, and there isn't really a definitive one because they all hit kind of different.
They all have something different going on.
Even though those games are actually like beat for beat the same, but in 7, it's going to be like an even more different situation. But they did that with 11 too. 11 has the 3DS chibi mode. It's got the standard console mode, and it's got the 2D mode. I mean, at least with 11, it's pretty obvious that like you should play the console full functionality version. The chibi mode is funny. The 2D mode is funny. They're curiosities. They're not, in my opinion, meant to be really taken seriously as like your first experience. But I digress. Control sequel looks cool.
78 hours, but this is this 3DS version?
Oh, you're looking up on...
I'm just looking at how long to beat, yeah. 75 hours for the...
Control sequel I'll be seated for. I still need to beat Alan Wake 2. 007 looks cool.
I want to see... I want to touch First Light.
Yeah.
I think the Hitman style, like Hitman third-person gameplay with a little bit more like agility and action going on.
Yeah, that would be very cool combination with like the right IP behind it.
Right.
And then last but not least...
And fucking Lenny Kravitz is in it.
We've got...
As the villain, that's fucking ridiculous. Go ahead.
Gran Turismo Auto.
Wait, is that
GTA 6. What?
Gran Turismo Auto. Oh.
GTA 6.
Because Gran Turismo Auto sounds like a game. I was like, why did they name it that?
You just steal the cars.
GTA 6, I need to see it. I need to see someone. I need to see someone playing it.
See if it actually comes out.
Yeah, because
could get delayed again.
I like last year. I was all about no, it'll be fine. No, it'll be fine. And every time, shit like that.
The first game to cost $200.
That's not going to cost $200. But before I was saying no way, is it going to cost $100? nowadays,
it's genuinely not going to be cheaper than 100.
It
could be more than 100.
It could be. I could see it at the lowest being $89.99.
Because that would be $10 up from Mario Kart World.
That'd be $10 up from the highest price, like Mario Kart World, and what Outer Worlds 2 was going to be. They walked that back. Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be cheaper than 100. I would bet good money on that because they know what kind of brand ferocity they have
and how long,
and they know how much this game costs to make.
Yeah, and they're going to stretch. Like this game is going to probably be the last fucking GTA they make in another 15 years. I mean,
forever,
maybe ever. I mean, consider 5 came out in 2013. We're 13 years after that. So,
kind of a light year, though, to be honest. At least in terms of what we're looking down the barrel of currently.
In terms of what we're thinking of, like I've said multiple times, we've gotten through all the COVID games.
Right.
Now we're getting all this stuff that costs too much to make, and some other stuff that's kind of rolling back on the tech for the sake of actually having a game out. I think this year is going to be a nice reset year. Hopefully, it stays kind of thin so I can play through some shit.
Yeah.
And
I think it's going to be a thin year also because. And I feel like Nintendo is always kind of the best judges because I think they know how to space their games out.
Yeah,
like in general, there's one of the reports on Metroid Prime 4 that like they were kind of holding it for the last year.
Yeah,
just for something timing wise to try to like because their whole game, as we know, is like the attention game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that game becomes harder when people don't have as much money to spend. And I think that's going to be one of the bigger things, right? We've talked about how RAM's going to go up.
Yeah.
The price of consoles are going to go up. Inflation's hitting like a bitch. Still is, jobs market, the economy is in the gutter.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a tight year for the economy. It's going to be a tight year for games, especially.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, games companies probably need to be conscious about that.
Yeah,
so otherwise they're not going to be selling their games.
Yeah.
Like again, Nintendo knows how to time their releases.
Yeah,
and so I don't think other companies have like had to put as much thought into that. Mm-hmm. Even if they don't, whether they have the games or not, I don't think they've been putting the timing factor into their thought. But yeah, I think this is going to be a key year for them being able to exercise that mentality.
Yeah, I like Xbox is out. I kind of written them off, but they also do have a game coming out on PS5.
I don't know if you saw the Mega 64 year in review.
I did. I saw that before you posted it. I was going to send it to you.
Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox. Yeah.
I just the line that kept making me laugh was Chucky's death scene.
I cannot. That came out like the day we had brought up that fucking shit in the in the kitchen.
Yeah.
In the next to the thing like that fucking movie came up the day I saw that. I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous.
It's very funny.
Chucky is fucking dying
in that movie. Chucky's death scene.
Like I can't even imagine.
Chucky falling off the Eiffel Tower.
They just draw it. They draw it zoomed out. There's this little black dot. Do you know how fucking fucked up that would be to think of Chucky Finster slamming against fucking pavement at the just turning into fucking oh my god, turning into pudding at the bottom of the fucking Eiffel Tower.
It would basically be what happened to Optimus in the Transformers movie. But everybody had a meltdown.
Meltdown, get it? Because metal.
I don't get it.
Don't worry about it. At least Optimus Prime isn't a fucking 2-year-old baby. So.
Falling 4 stories.
Yeah. All right. This is too grim.
It's brutal. I'm allowed to joke about that. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. No, you're fucking not.
What the fuck were we talking about, dude? Games we're looking forward to, or what we think is going to happen. You've seen that, haven't you?
I know, it's just funny as shit because the Apple thing where it, puts
the
in the foreground. Yeah. You just.
I'm here. Geron's commenting on my child being the background of my phone.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
This is what your wife's background is too, right?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Do you think there are going to be any unannounced games coming out next year, or what is your prediction of one or two?
My prediction, I have at least one. I'm not banking on it, but I have one that I'm thinking toward the end of the year as we approach
holiday season.
The Zelda movie coming out next year.
The what?
The Zelda movie coming out in 2027.
Oh yeah.
As we start to approach that, we're probably going to get a Galaxy 1-2 situation where we get Wind Waker HD.
Yeah.
And Twilight Princess. Right. If not Wind Waker HD, just Twilight Princess HD because we don't. And even further than that, they might just put it on NSO. But one way or the other, you'll be able to play Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on.
I was Switch thinking 2. About some of the weirdnesses of games being on NSO.
Yeah.
Like today, I was playing Advance Wars, the reboot collection. And I was playing, I was just thinking, like, we're never going to see these games on NSO because of this.
Yeah.
Like, it's full on just meant to replace those original games entirely. Which is weird, right? Like, with Wind Waker, that wouldn't necessarily be the case.
With Wind Waker, it wouldn't.
Because it's already on NSO, and they could potentially justify, it's like, oh, it's HD. It's 4K, it's widescreen, you get all the quality of life.
And they're going to have to change the fucking Tingle Tuner, like the Tingle whatever thing again.
Oh, because it
used Weverse,
right?
And it used Game Boy Advance, and that doesn't work on NSO,
right?
That's not going to work on Switch because there's no Weverse. And I mean, it's not like they haven't done it before, where Link's Awakening is on Game Boy on NSO, and then
that's true.
It's on.
That's true.
Switch. So
maybe we will get it at some point on the Game Boy NSO for Advance Wars.
Yeah, I think enough time will have passed that they can put them on there.
Yeah, and not know that they're not cannibalizing sales.
Exactly, especially after how long they waited with that. There's other games like Pikmin is not going to show up on NSO.
Yeah, Pikmin was the other one I was thinking of.
Pikmin 2 especially because of all the product placement.
Yeah.
They're just not going to bother because you can just buy the games for $30 each. Like let me back up. They can sell you the games for $30 each on or are they $30? There's like
it's something like that.
It's something like that.
You can buy 1 and 2 together for 50 or something like that.
And you can just get that on Switch and you can play that on Switch 2 just fine. There's no reason to do it again. It's in HD.
Right.
Do they have pointer controls? I don't remember.
Can't remember either.
Yeah. Regardless, they the options there.
Yeah.
The like Pikmin 2 and 3 could get Switch 2 editions, but that's not NS.
It'd be nice. There was the leak of 3.
Yeah, there's rated in like Europe or something like that.
Yeah, there's like metadata or something.
Yeah. And then I think like we talk about this with NSO all the time, but it never really comes up with the PlayStation shit where they have stuff. And I hope they just get more shit. If you want to talk about drip feed, they kind of get shit slowly too.
Yeah.
And
once a month.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of just gaps still with their stuff. And I think they just kind of expect it to be covered by collections and things. Because a lot of the games a lot of the big games are third party games.
Yeah, Sony's always been big third party.
Yeah. And
it's hard.
So it's like Tomb Raider, you only get that PS1 fucking version. They have the collections, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of the missing games that are what people think about when they think of those consoles are third party at this point.
Yeah.
Like they also have they have the Mega Man Game Boy games. Yeah. Like they've got some interesting third party ones on there already.
Mm-hmm.
So
they do. Like are you talking about on NSO specifically?
Yeah.
My whole thing for that service is to become the place where those old niche games that cost a lot of money, like Chibi Robo and all that kind of stuff, become accessible. That's the main thing I want. Anything else, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Like they have no reason to remake Path of Radiance, so it's great that it's going to come out on Switch. It's but like that doesn't. That's just a tangent from the question of what do I predict might be coming out this year? And to be honest with you, I don't really know. I think
a lot of anniversaries this year.
There are a lot of anniversaries.
40th Dragon Quest anniversary.
40th Dragon Quest, 30th Pokemon, 40th Zelda,
40th Metroid.
40th Metroid.
It's not gonna get shit.
It's
gonna get an online only $20 multiplayer mode for hunters.
That's fine. I'd play it.
I would fucking play that. That'd be so sick. That'd be an actually sick release because you could outsource that easily too. Yeah. Like that, like there's no precedent for you can give it to the Splatoon people or something.
You literally just say, hey, look, take Prime 4 and just take the game out and everything else, just put hunters in it.
The maps could even be based on Prime 4.
Yeah, they could have some
copy paste some of the areas in Prime 4 and just drop people in there.
That's true. A fucking desert rally. Soul Valley rally.
Vehicles only, man.
Yeah.
People would love that, I'm sure.
Yeah, people I like it, but people would this is Metroid. This is where the series is supposed to be.
It's not the Metroid I grew up with.
Y'all motherfuckers. Please, God, please get used to shit changing. Please, for the love of fuck. Like, just because it's in a series you like doesn't mean it can't be different, dude. Please, God. Any of them. It doesn't matter what it is. Tomb Raider, Xbox, Halo, Metroid. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm so sorry.
Unbelievable. Completely unbelievable.
I know.
I think we're finally going to get the Elden Ring Switch 2 port. We're going to get Monster Hunter Wilds on Switch 2.
We're going to get Monster Hunter Wilds on Switch 2.
Which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
The best thing about Switch 2 is not the Switch 2. It's the fact that it's forcing companies to optimize their
for
games.
Something, for a lower spec that isn't original Switch, of course.
A lower spec that's still achievable.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
that's
reasonable.
More than reasonable, and honestly reasonable for people who can't get new PC hardware.
Right.
Like Switch 2 is modern hardware. Like has the DLSS shit and everything, but goddamn.
It smells so bad, dude. It smells so bad.
Okay.
If the leaks are right, we're gonna get the next generation of Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm almost certain about that. It's been.
Do you think we're gonna get
4 years?
A new Mario or Zelda?
Nope.
No Mario?
Nope. Yep. Just nope. Period. No new Mario, no new Zelda. We might get a whiff of
Nintendo is
we might get a whiff of what sorry, pun not intended. We might get a whiff of what Zelda is gonna do next. Since I know it was like, oh, we had some of the ideas are in age of imprisonment are gonna
weird thing to say.
Like if you want to make an action game, go fucking for it. I'll play it. Mario.
I mean, the reality is the next Zelda game. The way that Nintendo works with their innovation is they almost have to do something like completely 180 from the thing before it. So it's going to be something like highly linear, maybe puzzle focused, maybe action focused, maybe along the lines of Twilight Princess. Yeah. How it was like fairly action focused.
Well, my thought is the next Zelda game might actually be comparable to fucking Darksiders. Like gameplay wise.
I never played Darksiders.
Okay, Darksiders is just a Zelda game without the roaming around to find the dungeons. You just go straight through the dungeons. But it sounds kind of fun. It even has when you lock on, it even has the thing where letterboxes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Like it's get item, continue on through area. But people are gonna hate that.
Yeah.
Because it's not course. People are gonna hate that
even though it's what they're
fucking like you can shove up your own ass with that shit. But not you specifically, you know what I mean?
It's probably easier to make too. Like a smaller scale game that you can actually like release within less than 6 years.
I think a lot of you all are going to get a rude awakening if you're expecting games to get bigger. You're going to see games get smaller.
Yeah.
You're going to see them get thinner in a lot of ways.
And more expensive.
They're going to stay the same price or get more expensive. Not like to buy, but to make. And
in the 90s, I would spend $40 and I would get a masterpiece with 100+ hours of game.
And now you expect everything to look like the actual back of your hand.
As it's approaching you at high speed.
Yeah. I think the hobby for a lot of people is fucked. It's over. I think some of y'all are going to have to let it go. I'm going to have to let it go in a lot of ways. Everyone's going to have to let it go.
I want Fizz-Int. That's the game that I want.
Yeah, I need to see
gameplay of Fizz-Int badly.
Yeah,
give me
keep talking
the new
about
Kojima
it,
game.
I need to see it.
The new stealth espionage game.
Yeah. Let me see where Death Stranding plus MGS5, like what been learned from that turns into.
I want to play more adventure and visual novel games next year.
Interesting.
There's a lot of them and they're short.
Yeah, they can be short. Some of them are.
Some of them are like 30 hours.
Can be long. Like I've mentioned this before, but like Silver Case and 25th Ward are not short.
Really?
They're not short, especially because one of the big things with them is repetition.
Well, that's kind of one of the big things, like with a lot of those games.
Yeah,
just the choices you make. Mm-hmm. There's different endings. There's different.
Oh, that's not what I mean. Oh, I mean through like one run, like you'll do the same thing multiple times. Like you might have to walk through a set of apartment buildings and find the same room multiple times, which is fine because like thematically it makes sense. But I think
turn some people off in the modern day.
Some people nowadays wouldn't have the fucking patience for that.
Right.
Which is like. Is it art or is it not? It's not. If that's the way you look at it, it's not.
Is it art or is it not?
It's not. It's not. If you see it because, like, it's a toy. It's a fun toy. It's a fun thing to play. That's completely fine to be art. Damn, the cynicism coming out, isn't it?
2026.
2026.
Starting off strong.
Picture Light. But where are we going next? Do I have any questions for you? I might.
I don't know, do you?
What do you think? Because you've been able to put in a pretty decent amount of playtime lately. As your boy gets older, as things change, do you think you're gonna have as much time to kind of sit down and enjoy things the way you have this year, or do you think you're gonna be looking for, like you said, you were looking for like visual novels and stuff like that? Is that does that have anything to do with the differences in your life now than they were last year, or is that just a desire to see something different that you don't get to experience so often?
I think it's a little bit of both. Okay. I think both things are true because, like with visual novels, it's not an action game.
Yeah.
You can turn it off. You can mute it. You can sleep mode it.
Yeah, it's basically you can literally bookmark it. They're basically playable books.
Exactly. Playable books.
Yep.
That vibe, along with getting older, along with the fact that it's such a big world that I've never really tapped into much. Mm-hmm. Like I've never even played like Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
Like there's so many games out there that are in that space that I'm curious about. Mm-hmm. And like we've talked about, like you have mentioned that the first game you would make would be an adventure game like that.
It would be a type of
and
some light gameplay, but
and I find that interesting, and so I want to see what that spectrum of gameplay looks like.
Yeah.
The first game that I actually played this year was Sword of Hope on the
Nintendo did mention
Switch
that,
Online, which is an interesting game. Yeah. It's an interesting because it cribs a lot of Yuji Horii old adventure games, or like Famicom Detective Club style games with command menus.
Yeah.
But it's also got some RPG elements, so it's like blending a visual novel with like Dragon Quest a little bit. It's got experience, it's got gold, it's got equipment, it's got status.
I mean,
so it's an interesting dungeon crawler style adventure game.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
You should try. I think is there a Shadowgate game available on NSO?
I don't think so. There might be.
You should try. You should try one of them if you can get access to it. I'm not saying you should finish it. I think they can be pretty obtuse, but you might be like, oh, and this was like this being on the NES and stuff like that. It's nice. Cool.
The three Famicom Detective Club games were sort of my first real entries into that genre, and I like them a lot.
Yeah,
had a lot of fun. So I want to see what else is.
Did MEO come out last year, or was that 2024?
2024.
That's 2024. Yeah. Okay.
It might have been 23 for all I know.
I don't think it was 23. In fact, I'm sure it was in 23.
Okay. Yeah. It was 24 then.
No.
That was one of the last games I played in 24.
Okay.
But I played them in order.
Yeah, you played
1 and 2 came out in 21 or something.
1 and 2 came out in 2021 or 2 or something, yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, when it comes to the boy getting older, I mean, we'll see where that goes. I kind of view the hobby as more of a me hobby than an us hobby.
I understand that. That's and I didn't kind of, for some reason, I don't like think of it integrating him into it. My brain imagines that he's going to be into his own like his own shit.
He is. It might not even be games at all.
That's what I mean.
Games are just so different now. I was actually thinking of it from a movie's perspective or like a TV show perspective, where it's like, I think the stuff that you grew up with, you're always going to have an affinity to. Like it literally imprints on your brain positively.
Yeah.
And I think the games that I like to go back to and replay from a nostalgia perspective, like Super Nintendo games, Donkey Kong Country, Mario RPG, old Final Fantasy games, they've imprinted on me, and that aesthetic has imprinted on me in a certain way that old movies and TV shows probably imprinted on my parents.
Exactly.
Right? And so like whenever I go to their house, like that's also what they're watching.
Yeah.
Like they're watching old
they just
British
have it
movies.
On.
They just have it on. Right.
Yeah, like the music, everything. Yeah.
I enjoy discovering a lot of those old movies from like the 50s, 40s, 60s. I don't know why I did it in that order. 40s, 50s, and 60s. Somewhat recently, I've been kind of going back and looking at a lot of those epic movies, but there is sort of like, there's a distance there, there's a subconscious distance between my attunement for media and where those exist historically. Like talking to my parents, they're like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that movie in theaters.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like I'm looking at it almost like academically, where it's like I'm cracking open a history book.
Yeah.
And so I don't think the things that I like in games, and as I continue to look for in games as I get older, they're going to be less and less present. I think because new generations like Minecraft and Roblox and Sandbox and user-generated content,
and not to mention these people are going to be those are the people that are going to be making
exactly. And so like the trends and the design philosophies, like they're going to evolve and change over time.
Yeah.
And the things that I care about are going to be seen as like old school thought and old and not antiquated to some degree. Not to say there isn't value in that. I mean, there's still
absolutely.
We still play board games from decades ago.
Chess exists. They still play games from hundreds of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but
games,
hundreds and thousands.
I think the philosophy of games probably stays somewhat consistent. Actually, funny story about this. On New Year's Eve, somebody's child was here, and he was playing Beyblade.
Destiny's Child, yeah, like a video game or like an actual.
The real, he brought the real Beyblades, which I had never done before.
Hell yeah!
And in my head, I remember seeing a marketing push in like the early 2000s. They had like rebranded Beyblade. It's like, here's the thing.
Yeah,
I guess the 90s is when the first like plastic ones were being sold by Takara Tomy.
Was it the 90s? I feel like it was later than that because
it was like 98 or 99.
Interesting. Okay.
And then they were like metal ones. Anyway, the whole Beyblade thing, the anime, the manga, the toys, that all sort of like quote unquote started in the late 90s. But I was going down a deep rabbit hole, and it's rooted in like 3,000 years of Japanese history, where they would take these like shells, like spiral conch shells, and they would break them open. They would fill them with wax to give them weight, and they would tie the string, and they would do like spinning top battles. Literal spinning top battles like 3,000 years ago.
The top is shaped like that as like a little pin at the end of it. Yeah.
And it's fascinating to me that this 8-year-old boy who like takes Ritalin, he's got severe ADHD, was just like locked in on looking at like the different Beyblades and the way they're just like knocking around. They're knocking around and flying out. And it's just like, there's something so deeply rooted in our DNA that like some things really don't change. Right? Core philosophies of like, what is quote unquote fun? How do we define fun? We can't really define it, but we know it when we see it. We know
it when we feel it. We know it when we see it.
And there's an element to that as well. So, whether that affects him in a video game way or something else that we can bond over, we'll see. But for now, it's just my thing. It's just the thing I care about.
And like to piggyback off of that, I even think of I find myself wanting to talk about just the games themselves. Ironically, as we record this, talk about them with many other people less and less and less.
Right.
Because I start to see, I've been seeing the value in doing so diminishing rapidly, because I'm of the mind, just enjoy what you like or whatever, and I'd like to share things with people to get them to enjoy it. You're about to.
Oh my god, dude! Is there solid substance in your fucking pants right now? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Continue your thought.
Oh,
I'm dying.
Fuck. But yeah, no, I've found myself wanting to talk about it less and less because everybody's tastes are different. Mine probably aren't going to change too much now. People are pretty locked in on what they want. And the people that are willing to talk about it are often not there to talk about it in a way that's like interesting to me. You know, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly.
It's very it's either surface level or it's.
This is why I like. Again, I talk about him a lot. He's a pretentious asshole, sure. And he's like the ultimately stereotypical creative type.
Yeah,
where he's so in his own head about the things that he thinks and feels about things, but. I think the perspective he brings is always valuable, even if you don't have to agree with it, even if he seems like an authoritative, objective expert and he's correct on everything. It's not always true. But I think the perspective he brings is on that deeper level of like when he's interacting with games, and I guess he kind of like, I was looking at sort of the history of the Action Button series he's been doing for 6 or 7 years now.
Right, I thought it was
compared to his Kotaku reviews. And apparently the whole Action Button premise was that at Kotaku, he was known for being contrarian because he was so critical for games that he actually wanted to do almost like the opposite and focus on the things that he likes about games. And I resonate more with that because I find it interesting to see like what are the pieces of the DNA that make games interesting, right? And so that's where like when he streams old games, Super Nintendo games, and he's talking about like very specific design elements, UI, whatever it is, and he's like, oh, this is interesting because this hasn't really. Other games don't really do this, right? Even if it's something completely superfluous and like meaningless, essentially when it comes to the game. I find those details and those observations interesting. And I think that's going to become especially important. That kind of discernment when you engage with a product or an art form, or
if you want to call it an art form, if you want
to, on that spectrum of the art product spectrum, that discernment is going to be more and more important as more and more games come out and there's more shit to filter through. And as AI continues to run rampant through the fucking
to rot it all out.
So I think that kind of engagement is going to be more and more important. The less people are willing to engage with that, I find that to be just such a sadness. Sadness. To quote David Lynch.
Like really though, that's a lot of people. For a lot of people, once these games are this expensive too,
right?
A lot of the value you're going to get from them is by kind of thinking about them in this way. And not I'm saying you need to. I'm saying you probably will get more out of them. Like even to come back to fucking Prime 4, we've been talking about it for the last almost month that it's come out. And just seeing people discover shit on their own.
Right.
The more I think about the game, the more I'm like, despite its development issues and all that, it's not trying to be this big, bombastic, and exciting thing.
Right.
And I think it's better for it.
I agree.
I think seeing it as a group of people who are lost and like Samus needs them just as much as they need her, kind of thing.
Right.
Is cool to me. And then you see Silex show up and he's not very. He on the surface on the surface he's apparently not a very deep character, and I think that kind of adds to it because he could have helped them get home too. But he's so hung up on what he's hung up on that he just fucks it for everybody, and I think that's kind of interesting. It's just like there's
Silex is the audience.
I mean, he's this asshole that just wants one thing, and that's like power power and his own like influence over the Metroids and over the space pirates and all of that.
Right.
And he gets it, but does it matter?
No.
It literally doesn't matter. He would have been in a better position if he just shut the fuck up, accepted that he fucked up, and helped everybody get back to Tanimar if that's where they would have ended up.
Right.
But and I think there's something about the way like I'm doing this right now. The way like Samus and I know like people I dislike that Samus doesn't say anything either. But there also is a certain uncertainty with the way Samus is doing everything in that game because she's doing like Metroid shit, but it's like, why? And obviously the why is to get these keys, but then you're being told about these keys by someone who isn't alive anymore. Just everything's kind of I guess we got to do this to get back, right? And it kind of doesn't work out.
Yeah,
Samus can't save the fucking.
You're like going through the motions, like for not.
Yeah, and when you say it that way, it's like, oh yeah, that's why it's not good. But on the other hand, it's like maybe it's an allegory for the way the game was made.
Right.
Maybe there's something in there like, why do we need another Metroid Prime game when we finished out the trilogy? And it turns into a game where you're like, I'm glad we get more Metroid, and I'm glad we get more Metroid Prime specifically. And then you're playing it, and you're seeing these little story beats, you're seeing these little things, and you're finding out that there's people that believe in a higher power in Metroid, and just how everyone kind of relates to seeing Samus do her thing, and like that's kind of the way some of the audience sees it, like, oh, she's doing Morph Ball kind of shit.
Right.
It's like, yeah, she's doing stuff she's always done. Like, what else do we do?
Yeah.
And then you get to the end of the game and it just kind of, and it does the fucking, like I was saying before, it's kind of like MGS5 where it's like
that's it.
Like, are you like this is what you guys wanted?
The MGS5, I think, parallel is very stark.
Yeah.
Is very, very almost obvious in a way.
And that game gets way better when you consider stuff like that.
Right.
When you consider like the narrative, the meta narrative, the way the gameplay relates to that. That's just all of it.
And that's almost how that is when MGS is at its best.
That's
what they
exactly.
did with 2. It's what they did with 5.
5, yeah. 3 has some of it, but I think one of the reasons why 3 is the fan favorite is because it's the most straightforward.
Right.
Like obviously it's
3 almost does it twice, which like cancels itself
exactly.
out.
Yeah. And and then 5 takes 3 and says, are you sure you were Snake?
Yeah.
Are you sure this wasn't you being trained to be Snake for right now?
Right.
Kind of thing. And I think there's a lot of stuff like that. Even like Devil May Cry 1, it's janky at first, and you start playing it, you start getting better at it, and you're like, oh, it's not really like janky. It's just got its own rules. It plays by its own rules. So I should meet it where it is. And once you do, you're like, oh fuck, this is fucking fun. I don't know. I think people say they want new games. People say they want different stuff, and a lot of people complain when it's not the homogenized stuff that they want. People complain when it is, and people complain when it isn't. I don't know if people want. I think trying to give people what they want is a bad idea. I think it doesn't lead to anything memorable. It leads to you watering down things, but because games are so expensive now, they need to make sure as many people pick them up as possible.
Well, that's what Nintendo, I think, has always been good at, is not succumbing to that. But I also think that's why. Yeah, in general.
Yeah, sometimes they.
Yeah,
they buckle to it.
All the interviews in the development history of Metroid Prime 4 is fascinating for all the reasons you mentioned. Like, they do admit, like, oh, we saw a bunch of people wanted an open world Metroid game. So we're like, why don't we do that? Which is like probably why the game failed in under 4 years of development with that kind of mentality. And then I find it equally fascinating to the things you were just saying, that like they went to Retro after that, and Retro was just completely not staffed in the way that they needed to be a Metroid Prime creator.
Yeah.
So it's like these people that did create the Prime trilogy had moved on.
They had moved on
to something beyond Metroid Prime.
Yeah, right.
And so like they were being pulled back in, and so it's like
some of them were being pulled back in. Yeah.
Like, what do we do here? Like, what should we do here?
How do we salvage this?
How do we do this in a way that's like new and interesting, but still feels like Prime, and we're using some of what was already there? Like, I think the meta elements of the development are like extremely fascinating and make the game better.
They make they make the game way better too.
More impressive, yeah.
I think like playing it for the game that it is still like, I think the gameplay itself is good enough to carry it, which is great for me, but I think thinking of it more than just that kind of elevates the experience of the game. Even if it doesn't make the game more fun for you, it elevates
it makes it more meaningful.
It makes it, there's something more to it there.
Yeah, and what you said about the AAA games, like, it was like that Twitter clip going around of like, Focus M.
Oh, yeah, the fucking Mario.
Princess Peach talking to Mario.
I feel bad for the person that made that, like, made the little animation, because it didn't have that before.
So, the animation was intended to be like a critique of AAA games.
I believe it was, but then they put the voice like that. I thought it was like
it was the same person.
Oh, it was the same person.
Yeah, he's like, we got a bunch of voice actors to. He's like,
that's funny.
Because people really like this video, we decided to add some voices.
Okay, that's actually really good. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's so true because like there really is almost like an unwritten set of checklisted rules of what now makes a game objectively good, and if you stray from that, you're objectively bad.
Yeah, it's a different version of the fucking school grading that people have been doing this whole time. It's very
like
weird.
The show Pluribus is literally about this. It's kind of about like hive mind mentality. About it's probably about more than just like media consumption, but it's true of all media that like. Once people circle around like what is good and how do you write a story and how does it like it's not interesting anymore. You know, like doing the same thing is not interesting.
Yeah, once you block it out into the specific structure, what is it? It's just
I'd rather something be bad and interesting than like quote objectively checklisty style good.
Yeah.
AAA good.
Like hitting all the check boxes and being just like kind of nothing for it.
Right.
Like it's not bad. But
focus tested, market capitalized, like just revenue focused games, products.
Like numbers focused. Make as many people like surface level happy as possible, rather than making a few people.
I talked about it a few years ago, but there's the whole sort of like when you're running a business in general, regardless of what kind of business it is, the two schools of thought you can have is like, how do I make as much money as possible versus how do I give my customers the best experience with the best possible product?
Yeah.
Right. And when you're revenue focused, you start cutting costs, you start focus testing, you start basically ignoring what makes the product interesting and you focus on what makes the most money.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you bring in private equity, they take over a company, they take over, fucking, they take over residential, they take over housing, they take over with Instapot. Because Instapot was so successful that they basically stopped making money. That's an exception to what I'm talking about here.
But I know what you mean.
But like when you focus on something interesting, the revenue follows, right? Like the money speaks for itself because of like the social contract that you've made with the people that appreciate and enjoy the thing you've given them without it being pretensed on how much money you're going to make after the fact.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting shit, isn't it?
It's kind of it's not a note I wanted to end on, but there's not much more to say here. Looking forward to 2026, maybe a thinner year where we can engage with these things that we enjoy, that we've acquired and accrued over the last year of sales.
Over the last year or two. For me, it's like year 3.
So maybe it'll be a year of not talking about the latest and greatest and more just what are we enjoying?
What are we enjoying and how do we enjoy it now compared to maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago?
Exactly.
I think there's a lot of experiences waiting for people that they haven't touched because these people hadn't been able to get the hardware now because the hardware is so out of reach. Or they were ignoring it because they were trying to go for the new hardware is what I mean. Because a lot of this hardware is out of reach, they're kind of forced to try some of this older stuff. And I think there's plenty of new ways to enjoy old shit again or for the first time coming up. Not to mention if like the stuff that does show up this year, movies, games, whatever, is the real deal, then great. Then we have I think we'll have a better balance than we've had in a while just because we need to.
Right.
And I think I also think people's feelings about all this kind of stuff are quite a bit negative more recently just because the world is kind of a negative place to be in. And I think that's reflected in just how people have been talking about different things like prices.
I also think the algorithms have been getting more narcissistic.
That's true too.
Like I think it amplifies negativity because it knows that attracts engagement.
People actually commenting and all that. And I think there's a mix of that. Like I don't want it to sound this way, but it's going to sound this way. Like back in the old day, well, back before you could hear what everybody said and everything. It was actually more important to say how good you thought something was. And if you're making fun of somebody, though, it ended up being like punching down on people and not the things that they were enjoying, which is fucked. But it was a different thing.
That's when it was like social suicide to admit that you were playing video games.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
kind of. Unless you're playing the big hitters.
Yeah, unless you were like.
What's funny is
even know.
Talking to my siblings at Christmas about. What it was like to because we were reminiscing on Christmas gifts from the past. And like before I was born, they got a Nintendo.
Yeah.
And like my brother got pinball. and my sister got Burger Time.
That's funny.
So I actually played both of them on NSO. Burger Time's on Game Boy, but they had the NES version.
Yeah.
And then Daniel, my other brother, got Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, damn!
So Super Mario Brothers, Burger Time, and Pinball were like the 3 games that one of each of them got, and they're like, one of the things that was funny about owning and playing games that long ago, when they were really expensive for their time, especially, is that people were known for the game that they had and played.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
It's like, we're gonna go to his house. He has Zelda. He's the Zelda guy, and he's the one that has Zelda.
Yeah,
it's like, I've got Mario. If you want to play Mario,
you have to come to my house. If you want to play Sonic, you
and like that would
house,
be, and that would carry people for like an entire year.
Yeah,
games also did not come out much at all. Yeah. So it was like you almost had an entire identity based on the one and only game that you were playing for like that whole year. Yeah. And which is kind of cool.
It's
kind of a cool premise and concept.
It's cool in that way. As long as it stayed like a positive thing, like, oh, he has that, so we we're not only going to his house because he has that,
right?
But that's where that is,
right?
So we're gonna go be at your house, or we're all gonna, where we're gonna gather today when we want to see like these toys, these games, these movies, these shows, whatever. And that makes a lot of sense. That's sort of an experience I had when I was in my like early teens because it ended up being like I bought GameCube games. My friend had all the consoles eventually, but he had like a whole fucking bookshelf full of PS2 games, and then our other friend is the one that had Halo. We all just dotted the neighborhood. So we want to play some fucking co-op Halo. We all go to this dude's house. We want to play like Grand Theft Auto and shit like that because it came out on Xbox eventually. We want to play all those games when they come out. We're going to PS2 friend's house. If we wanted to play fucking like F-Zero and shit, that was at my house.
Yeah.
So, and that was and we didn't really think they were any of them were better than the other. It was just like, oh, this is what we can get, because really, when you're a kid, you don't think about having more than one machine. Like I eventually got a PS2 as a gift and all that kind of stuff. But you don't really think about it that way. You're just like, oh, we have the one machine, and hopefully the games come out on as many of them as possible.
I imagine that is where the console wars came out, though, because when people wanted, like, if somebody wanted people to go to their house, be like, we're not going to his house. Halo fucking sucks.
Yeah, like, this thing sucks. Yeah, and it's like
piss people off because of the thing that they have, and it's like the one present they got, which is sad to think about.
Yeah,
and then dunking on them,
like treating somebody less than because either because of their preference or because of their toy preference or because of what they received for a holiday. It's like, brother,
that's kids though, man.
It is kids, and the marketing, the Nintendo Sega marketing really leaned into that shit, and some of it after that too. Right. But especially the Sega Nintendo shit leaned into the parents being like, oh, you could get this, or you could get this that's cheaper, or oh, this thing is better. We know it's more expensive, but are you ghetto? You don't want that ghetto system.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, but it's all this shit is interesting. I think things were more fun in certain ways in the past. I think a lot of it is really
I just think the level of engagement was forced to be deeper. Because it's like, if you enjoyed a game, that's all you got. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have 300 games to choose from any given minute of your life.
I think you had more reason to try to find something you liked in a game. Because nowadays, if you don't like something, even I'll say it, other people say, like, I just dropped it and moved on to, I went back to playing fucking free-to-play game of choice, or Fortnite, whatever, Fortnite Battle Pass, fucking Marvel or whatever. Or I was like, I dropped it and I played this like $2 indie game instead, or whatever. It's like, all right, that's cool that you're moving on to something that you might like, but at the same time, I know it's a cop out when someone says, "Oh, it gets good 2 hours in." I mean, sometimes it's true, because sometimes it just means you need to understand what you're.
Or a game's better on replay.
Yeah,
I think Prime 4 was better on replay.
Yeah, Prime 4 improves when you kind of know. Prime 4 improves when you know what's going on. But you have to get to the point where you're going to do that.
And that's kind of what I mean by like the level of engagement would be deeper because of the restrictions that were placed on you from the product perspective.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of the reality that we're facing with movies and TV, where it's like Netflix is actively telling people to design their TV shows to be able to be consumed without looking.
Exactly.
So that people are scrolling on their phone, they know what's happening. So everyone has to say everything out loud.
That's what I was saying. Like, make sure the characters describe what's going on. At this point, just fucking make audiobooks and be done with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of thing where it's like when you have so many options, you've got 3-second videos to choose from that give you the dopamine hits instantly, constantly. And if that one didn't do it, you got the next one.
Yeah.
Versus committing to a movie that might have 45 minutes of exposition to even know what's happening. It's like, who has the patience for that when you're growing on a culture of immediate gratification and go next?
Scroll. Yeah. And unfortunately, stuff like that gets just called bad pacing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not necessarily bad.
Is that what that is?
Is it bad pacing, or is it just like,
you sure that's what that is?
Are you
sure about that?
you fucking John Cena.
That's not John Cena.
John Cena.
Tim Robinson. You sure about that?
Oh yeah.
You sure about that's why?
Oh, there's the thing where he pokes his head behind the hole and he says, "You sure about?" That's what I was thinking of when you said it that way. But one way or the other, I think, part of this is maturing. Part of this is just the way media is consumed nowadays. I think we're getting to a point where engagement is getting more and more vapid, and people want to get those feelings. Right. Oh, people want to get those feelings ASAP,
right? Rather
than having to, delay their gratification. And people who have to delay sometimes when people have to delay gratification for whatever reason, they'll believe that it's like, why did I pay for this if I'm not getting my?
I do wonder. Like, we've been going long, so this is going to be my last thought. But okay. I do wonder if part of it is really just kind of FOMO based.
Yeah,
where it's like people do want to feel those feelings, but they also want to feel like their time is worth it because there's now so many things to engage with. There are so many games, so many movies, so many TV shows. There's so many books. There's so much stuff in the world. It's like, how do you pick what to consume?
And people want all of it.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then TikToks are what people are talking about. So then you're not engaging with pop culture and what people are talking about at the office or at school. So I think the paralysis of that choice, where it's like, think about what else I could do in 2.5 hours other than watch a single movie. I could catch up on TikTok.
Catch up on TikToks. I could catch up on my Instagram. Try to crochet something, which would be something, and then like give up on it halfway through because you just did it to say you were doing it.
So I feel like the FOMO is almost a really big. I almost wonder if it's like more the FOMO than it is to be like, oh, Gen Z doesn't have the attention span anymore.
Because if you can't keep up socially with the people around you, especially when things are going fucking 80 miles per hour every day, like every conversation I'm in, then I could see it being
that's my
like
good faith assumption here.
I mean, that's I can roll with it, and I think that's part of what people think of like nowadays. Not in a way, when sometimes they say something isn't respecting their time.
Yeah,
it's like you think it's not respecting your time because it asks you to wait for something when you are the one who wants to get everything, have everything today. You want to eat the whole buffet every single time. And it's like, you need to chew your food, dude.
Yeah.
It's when you do that, you'll find something you like a lot, and then the next day you can pick something different. But
I think it's the ability to be okay with missing out.
With missing shit. Yeah, exactly.
Like it's okay to miss out because you're going to.
Yeah. You can't control it.
The sooner you get comfortable with missing out.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna be. I'm trying to think of an acronym off the top of my head, but I can't think of one. Comfortable with missing out. Cuomo.
Andrew
Cuomo.
All right. And that's the end of this one. I mean, really though, be comfortable with missing shit. Like having lived the life that I have, the whole thing is about having missed shit. So it's not that big of a deal. You'll be okay. But yeah.
That's a good way to end.
Yeah.
That's a nice sentiment. All right. You like this shit? Send us an email at memoryleakpodcast@gmail.com. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a shout out, give us a tweet, give us an Insta post, give us a reel, give us a TikTok, give me a carrier pigeon.
Give me a woo woo. All right.
We are at Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Until next time.